Round 14 of the 2017 Lionheart IndyCar Series, presented by First Medical Equipment, had everyone guessing before the virtual cars took to the grid what kind of sim race would unfold within the tight confines of the Dover International Speedway. Would it be a caution fest, a strategic battle, a thrilling fight to the finish? As it turned out, it was all of the above. The American Cancer Society Race for the Cure 150 began with a half a dozen cautions that slowed the field for 25 laps in total. The most notable victim of the early carnage was Andrew Kinsella. The Canadian, who was leading the series points until just a few weeks ago, was tossed violently into the wall following a netcode contact on lap 22. Other early casualties included Brian Yazek, who started third overall, along with Tony Schowen, Brian Greenlee, Pierre Daigle, Michael Gray, Brandon Limkerman, Ron Hacker, and Dave Barber. The abundance of pace laps allowed the field to vary their pit strategy. Some choose to pit early and often, while others remain on track and gobbled up position as their fuel tanks slowly ran down. What none of them knew at this point was that following a restart on lap 59, the yellow would never reappear. What began as a battle of attrition quickly turned into a strategic showdown, and many were left questioning whether they had enough fuel to complete the remaining 91 laps on a single stop. The unexpected twist left Joe Hassard out in the cold as he was short on fuel. Once Hassard pitted, the AGR Motorsport duo of Jason Galvin and Jason Robarge took control of this stint and remained in front of the field until they made their own green flag pit stops on lap 98. Unfortunately, Galvin's hopes were dashed by a speeding penalty entering the pits. When the dust settled on all stops, Robarge had returned to the lead, followed by Dan Guerin, Adam Blocker, and Jake Wright. With 43 laps to go at that point, it remained unclear if any of the leaders would have enough fuel to finish. While Robarge, Guerin, Blocker, and Wright would all make it to the end, their fuel-saving attempts did not get in the way of a thrilling battle for the win. Wright positioned himself the best, passing Blocker for third place with 19 laps remaining, and then going around Guerin for second just 4 laps later. The defending series champion then waited patiently behind Robarge for several laps before turning up the pressure as the race leader worked his way through traffic. With 5 laps remaining, Wright used the slower car of Bob Mikes as a pick and swooped to the inside. Robarge, unable to defend, fell in line behind Wright, who pulled away before taking the checkered flag. Robarge went on to finish second. Guerin came home in third. Wright's win and Guerin's podium kept the championship battle close, with Wright now holding a 27-point advantage over Guerin. Andrew Kinsella's early exit leaves him 50 points behind in third overall. Engineered to win, built to last. Nothing beats the feel of a true hydraulic braking system in the world of sim racing. HPP's hydraulic braking pedals and their accessories set the standard for simulation racing. For more info on HPP and their products, head to hppsimulation.com. And for more on the Lionheart IndyCar Series, go to lionheartracingseries.com.
The lights are off and away they go.
Extremely loose. He's managed to hold on and he missed the completely. He's crazy.
Side Freitas is on the grass on the infield floor. He slides through. He tags Richard Eck.
For these drivers, it isn't about the largest purse in Lionheart history, it's about keeping the memory of Dan Weldon alive. Any one of the 42 drivers can win, but to do so, they will need speed and determination. Rookies must battle hardened veterans, and all must conquer an assortment of roads and ovals.
On the inside, can he make it stick? He loses momentum. No, he cannot make it stick. Race pulls ahead. There's nothing they touch. The winner is going to be Big Joe. No, it's Stouffer. I called it wrong. He's going to try to close the door out of pit exit, and I think he has to move.
With a history of double-digit winners per season, the challenge will be harder than ever. Which one will ultimately be crowned Lionheart champion? You're watching the Lionheart IndyCar Series presented by First Medical Equipment, the premier American open-wheel championship on iRacing, exclusively on GSRC.
And his cheating wife had never left town. That's one body that'll never be found. You see, little sister don't miss when she aims her gun. And just like Andy's little sister, every driver will be taking aim at point leader Jake Wright as the Lionheart IndyCar Series comes to the Atlanta Motor Speedway for the Utility Equipment Company 200. Presented by First Medical Equipment, it's round 15 of 24 on the Season 5 schedule, and all the DW12 actions comes to you live on the Global Sim Racing channel. If the lights go out in Georgia, it won't matter because we are racing in the afternoon. Welcome to Von Hansen's Countdown to Green over the next 15 streamy award-worthy minutes. GSRC will furnish you with all the storylines, all the stats and facts you'll need to fully appreciate the Utility Equipment Company 200 that will immediately follow. Way up in the press box to bring you our bird's eye view is yours truly, Bill Soupson, joined by Sean Crackers Ambrose. In the production van is the best director in sim racing broadcasting, Amjad Yaman, armed with cameras, located, aimed, focused, and zoomed by GSRC's its very own in-house director of photography, Dougie Beard. Considered the premier fixed setup for the Racing League for the Dallara DW12 on the iRacing service, the Lionheart IndyCar Series honors the memory of Dan Weldon. Now, Atlanta Motor Speedway has become a mainstay for the Lionheart IndyCar Series. This week's Utility Equipment Company 200 will mark the fourth consecutive season that the league drivers have had Georgia on their minds. The track consistently produces exciting and unpredictable sim races. Crackers, with the preliminary intro out of the way, let's get down to talking about this afternoon's race.
And folks, everything on the Countdown to Green show is brought to you thanks to Von Hansen's Meat Market. Since 1983, Von Hansen's has delivered personalized, full service in a friendly, old-fashioned meat market environment. They offer a large and ever-expanding selection of meat products and meat menu ideas, ranging from casual gatherings to special occasions. For more information, please visit vonhansens.com. Suit, this is the night they drove old Dixie down, baby. Atlanta Motor Speedway. Hotlanta, right here in Hampton, Georgia, 20 miles south of Atlanta. The track is a tick over a mile and a half around this D-shaped oval with turns banked at about 24 degrees and has a reputation to be a bad fast, buddy. They opened it in 1960 and NASCAR has made at least one visit here each year since. Visits from IndyCar been a little sporadic over the years. USAC came here twice in the mid-60s, then returned for 7 races from 79 through 83, mostly under the CART banner, and then the IRL had a handful of races around the turn of the century. And actually, the IRL races here were pretty legendary. I remember for close finishes, much like Texas Motor Speedway. But to get a really, really good idea of what this place is like, we can jump on board with the GSRC Dallara DW12 and take a lap around Hotlanta.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Global Sim Racing channel. I'm Brian Yazek, taking you for a spin around the Atlanta Motor Speedway in the GSRC DW12 IndyCar. Atlanta is a fast 1.5 mile oval. I'll show you just how to get around here. So for the hot lap, float out to the wall, but then bring it right down here to this white line, 217 miles an hour in the corner. And then basically you're going to come out here and just float it up to about that seam right there where the reflection from the fence comes down. Down into turn 3 once again, find that white line, don't clip the apron or else you're going for a ride. Out of turn 4, cut across the dog leg here, and that's going to be that. For the race, you might see guys venture up into that top groove, but I think for the most part, you're going to see the fast guys down here hunting the bottom of the track. Now, you might see them move all over around here on the backstretch, but in the corners, you're going to see them down here at the white line. Out of turn 4 once more at a Dodge 217 miles an hour across the line, and that's going to complete your lap around the Atlanta Motor Speedway. I'm Brian Yazek. Enjoy the show.
There's a lap around the 1.5 mile D-shaped oval that is Atlanta. Let's pull back the curtains here on GSRC for a minute. Sean, you almost said, let's jump on board the GSRC chickens and waffles. You really do have that on your brain, don't you?
I couldn't get Gladys Knight's place there in Atlanta out of my head, and yes, I almost called the DW12 the GSRC Chicken and Waffle. Yes, I did.
Oh, I think there's an in-car camera in the future for us here. Let's go ahead and look at the point standings now, and as we show you these, keep in mind that the first up is going to be the raw numbers, and then we'll also show you the drop race total as well. Now, each round, as the season grows shorter, these raw numbers become less significant. Probably the most important names are the ones that you do not see. Just off the chart in 17th, 18th, and 19th sits Brandon Lincoln, Vic Joe Hassard, and Patrick, my mother was a tailor. Why do we care? Well, next race is the first round of the last chance bracket. That's a fun tournament that GSRC has come up with here to add a little interest late in the season. And the top 16 drivers in the raw points make the tourney. Jonathan Goke is not eligible, so the cut line is 17. Hassard is 6 points back of Taylor, 8 points back. 6 points back and 8 points back of Lincoln, who sits on the bubble in 17th. Let's go to the more important. These are the standings with the drop race standings. Now, you look here, you're going to see two-time champion Jake Wright for No Name Racing out in front. Hashtag nailed it Dan Guerin by 27 points. Wright also has the edge in pocket points as well, 34-24. Now, veteran viewers already know that pocket points are each driver's largest dropped score. Still in the hunt is Andrew Kinsella, but the fuzz is off the peach for the rookie adrenaline driver with a pair of 26th place finishes at Sonoma and Dover, sandwiching a 5th at Michigan. Streamline's Ryan Otis remains in 4th, but the big movers were Michael Goodman and James Montreal-Cahula, up 3 spots each. For Goodman, the AGR driver has averaged a 4th place finish over his last 6 races. For No Name Cahula, his rise really up the ladder is more a result of his teammates Pierre Degla and hashtag nailed it Michael Gray having horrible Dover results. Jason Galvin sits in 9th with suspended driver Jonathan Goke a round away from falling off the graphic, down 5 spots. Let's go ahead and look at the team championship, and for the first time this season, all 9 teams hold station, so not much to talk about. You might think, au contraire. Now, while I was in the supermarket in the produce aisle smelling and tapping the melons, this sweet blue-haired elderly woman recognized me, as so often happens to me when I'm out in public, and she asked me not about melon ripeness. No, she asked me if I thought Team Hashtag Nailed It could hold on to 3rd place with only Guerin and Gray on the roster. She was alarmed at their 5th place result at Dover, losing 73 points to the chasing AGR. Now, I explained that yes, AGR had the best day of any team at Dover, earning a robust 141 points thanks to Jason Robards' 2nd place, Michael Goodman's 5th, and Jason Galvin's 12th. I felt bad, though, telling her that I doubted that Hashtag Nailed It could hang on to that final podium spot, but apparently I had misread the situation as she said, "Great, I hate those blankety blankers," and then headed off toward the liquor section. So, that's what happened there. Now, Sean, you get recognized when you go out and about with your GSRC stardom?
Occasionally, Sue.
Okay,
yes,
I know.
yeah, I do. I do. Yes.
Something we have to live with. It's the price of doing business here. What else you got for us?
Hey, let's look at the rookie standings, Soup, and see what we got going on here. What we've got going on is Andrew Kinsella, the rookie, sitting there still at the top, and Mike Goodman trying to chase him down back there in 2nd. The New York driver really, I tell you, there are good things to come, and there's still plenty of time to catch Kinsella. We'll see. Otis, just to take back that miss in the race, kind of hurts him a little bit, but things all even out in the end. We'll maybe see his greatness appear. That's really the battle for the top 3. You've got Scott Bolster, Dustin Wardlow, Chase Paulson all the way back and forth through 6th, and Jaegerliner there with 311 points. So your battle right there actually between about 8th and 4th, not a bad one. That could go either way. You go all the way down to the Turnbulls down there in 12th and 13th suit. Now let's look at the manufacturer's standings, sir. This is the big cheese here, the big money. You know what? Toyota's got 6 wins. Chevrolet sits back there with 4. A couple of wins really gets them back in this thing, but who's going to do it and when are they going to pull it off? Atlanta could be that place tonight. We'll see. That is, of course, that's your real battle that you see here when you look at the points. Mazda, pretty distant 3rd, don't have a win yet, so they need to get busy. The Blue Oval hanging in there in 4th, watch this battle between Honda and Mercedes, though. I really think those two could be fighting for that top 5 by the end of the night, or possibly here over the next couple of rounds. Tesla, a really, really distant 7th right now, Soup. I don't know if it's in the cards for him this season.
Elon Musk not happy about that, I can tell you.
No, but you know what? They've got some new models coming out. Maybe next year we'll be back with a couple more drivers. We'll see. Let's look at the money. Yes. Jake up there with $1.7 million. That's going to be hard to catch. But guess what? If Jake wrecks, doesn't have a good night, finishes way down the ladder, can't get that car back out, that costs you money, Soup. And, a lot of expenses to do this racing thing, so he could tumble. Not likely, but he could. You see Guerin and Kinsella locked up there, just split by about 38 grand there separates the two. In second and third, James Grahula, only about 182 grand up, I'm not supposed to do math, Soup. Darn it. Fourth and fifth, Galvin, Michael Gray, Jonathan Goke, of course, who serving that suspension is going to probably continue to tumble. He's certainly not going to be landing any extra money at this point. So Otis, the rookie, down there in 10th. And Soup, that's currently where we're at in all the standings right now.
Qualifying is over right now, and there's just about time to go racing. And of course, when it is time to go racing, nothing beats the feel of a true hydraulic bracing system for HPP simulations, designed and manufactured in the USA on state-of-the-art CNC equipment. HPP hydraulic pedals and their accessories set the standard for simulation racing. For more information, please visit hppsimulations.com. There you have it. And now that gets us through, and the qualifying is just about done. Remember, we're going 133 laps here today, 200 miles. We're looking for 3 pit stops.
Probably.
That's maximum fuel. Yeah, the maximum fuel, they're saying 37 laps is the max they can go on a run, but they tend to lie to us here. And
I can tell you, Soup, that we're probably looking at 35 to 36. I don't think you're going to get 37 unless you get help with a caution flag. You'll get 37, but straight green flag run, I don't know if you can do 37. I found that awful difficult last night.
That's what they told me last time. They said 49 at Dover. Next thing I know, people are going 51, 52, 53 laps. I think when the checker flag's in front of you, that's what you're going to see. Let's go ahead and talk about our in-car cameras here as drivers are starting to... Oh, we're going to go to the grid. Sorry about that.
Yes, sir. Let's go
Forgot
to the grid,
order.
Soup.
Front row, Dan Guerin and Sean, Jake Wright.
Row 2, Ron Hacker, Brian Yazik.
Row 3 is made up of Brandon Lincoln and Michael Goodman.
Rookie there on the inside of row 4, Andrew Kinsella, James Garola with a great qualifying effort in 8th.
Bottom of the overlay, it's Chris Stouffer and Jason Robarge.
All right, go back to row 6, Tony Showan, Jason Galvin.
Then your next row is going to be made up of the rookie Ryan Otis and Adam Blocker.
All right, row 8, Big Joe, the Big Joe Show, 15th, Woodrow Mahan, 16th.
Patrick Taylor, Pierre Nightingale in 17th and 18th.
All right, row 10, going to be Dustin Mordlow and newcomer and rookie Justin Weaver.
A couple of veterans make up 21 and 22, Joe Branch and George Anzaldo.
Row 12, going to be Chris Lanini and Bob Mikas.
Scott Bolster and the Racing Kangaroo from Down Under, Michael Gray, 25 and 26.
Row 14, Matthew Mercer and Jack Bogan.
In the number 38 machine, it is James Paulson in the 29th position inside of Brian. It's not easy being Greenlee.
All right, a couple salty veterans here in row 16, Pete Edwins and Ed Tutwiler.
The last 2 drivers have put in qualifying time, Vincent Blumenthal and Robert Bluen.
And row 18, Scott Johnson and Bart Workman, another newcomer and rookie out here this evening.
And now we'll go to our in-car cameras, take a look at who we're going to be on board with today.
Yes, sir. We are going to be on board with Ron Hacker, with Ron this week, and we're going to be on board his machine.
He's in the UECO onboard camera.
That's right, the UECO onboard camera. Actually had that sponsor for a couple seasons now. We've never talked about him a whole lot, but they are riding with him tonight. Let's go to Michael Goodman next. Jason Galvin next. I wasn't reading my notes right here. Galvin in the Lock Precision onboard camera tonight. He's also our Lock Precision Driver of the Week. We'll talk a little bit more about Jason here in a bit. Then we'll move on to Michael Goodman, the New York driver in the AGR Motorsports onboard camera tonight. Goodman, I would say, might be an early favorite to win this race tonight, Sue.
We've been waiting for him. This is round 15 of 24 as the season gets into the back half. And of course, they are racing for fun, but they're also racing for a bunch of prizes out there. $1,800 in cash, with this league's champion earning $250 plus a set of HPP pedals valued at $1,250. My goodness.
How about that? Yeah.
A total cash of $3,450 as the drivers make their way around corner number 4. You can hear the engine start to rev up. Gather up the chickens, take cover behind the cows, because the horses are out of the barn. And it is Dandy Dan Guerin leading the stampede down into the first corner. Jake Wright, Brian Yosick, Ron Hacker, and Brandon Limkeman round out your top 5.
And Sue, Woodrow Mahan had a technical issue at the beginning, had to drop out.
That's a tough break. We watched a lot of the practice, a lot of rehearsals, first laps here. This first lap much cleaner than what we saw coming in, as all the drivers get around the first lap cleanly. Sean, what are we looking at here? We're going to see some drafting early, and then maybe the push starting to kick in a little through the stint, right?
Yeah, as these tires start to fall off, the tank's starting to lighten up just a bit. Probably about 15 laps in. Push going to be a really, really big factor. It is real here at Atlanta. Speeds well up over 200 miles an hour.
Guerin comes across, leading lap number 2. Jake Wright staggered a little bit as they race kind of in staggered formation there. Yosick in third, Hacker back and forth. Single file behind them. Nice run from Limkeman right now, running in 5th position. Boy, they are really backed up behind them. Looking on the top side if we can. Let's go look at, this is Chris Stouffer making the top side work as he gets around that new paint scheme there of Andrew Kinsella, not racing in his cool machine anymore. That is the Plasti-Dip car.
That's right, the Plasti-Dip garage car. Also watching another Plasti-Dip driver, Jason Galvin, working his way around the top right now, trying to almost made it 3 wide there with James Carula.
And all that going on while the two guys who sit at the top in the points run 1-2. Guerin on the low side, Wright trying to make the high side work. There you see it. I'm just not sure how much he's really challenging up there. He's got a good run. He gets his nose. We're looking at Wright now, of course. He gets his nose stuck up top. Guerin covering the inside like wall-to-wall carpet, making Wright try to do it up on top.
Shag carpet?
Yes, nice shag carpet. Yeah, some type of carpet, but
don't give me any of that Berber or anything. Give me shag.
It's shag carpet. Truth be told, Sean actually has that on his walls as well. Oh, Yosick is loose down underneath in 3rd position. That's going to give that light blue car, Ron Hacker, a chance to make a run. Sean, passing, unless they're just playing it safe. It looks like they're having trouble getting this done. They can get alongside, but they can't get in front.
Well, we're watching Ron Hacker right now in the UECO onboard camera, the Blue Bayou Racing driver, giving chase right now, and he's in that draft we talked about, Sue, where downforce can start to be a bit of an issue in the car. You see here, it does start to run up towards the wall there. That's not, he's not doing that intentionally. He's fighting that wheel to keep that car down, but the lack of downforce in that pack is hurting him just a bit. Lots of drivers moving.
Oh, here's a move for the lead. Wright got a run, ducks to the inside. I think he's going to finish this job. He got a great run off of 3. He gets the momentum, but no, once he gets in there, he loses the momentum on the inside. That's going to make Guerin get the run off the top. Guerin continues to lead the lap. Let's see, though, if Wright pressures here and tries to get this past me. You know what I think happens, Sean? It almost looks like they run in staggered position so that they get clean air on the nose.
Sorry, Sue. Big Joe Hassert just picked up 3 spots in half a turn. Oh, here comes the Big Joe show. Wow.
We're going to take a peek at this one.
Joe comes from all the way back, gets around these guys down on the bottom. He throws it in there right up next to Adam Blocker. Blocker can't put the block on him. We'll play with these new names a little bit, Sue.
There you go.
Take a little liberty.
We come back live again as we look at Big Joe Hazard now racing in 10th position.
Earned every bit of that.
Up front, I can report that the pass was finally made. Jake Wright was able to close the deal. It took him about 3 laps to get it done. They raced side by side. Garen coming back on the high side now. It looks to me early on that the preferred position is down low. And it's tougher for the guys to get it done up top.
Yeah, but I can tell you that low line is not your friend after about 10 laps of digging down there. No, it's going to eat those tires up. They will fall off. You will see time start to kind of adjust themselves and drive themselves more up into that 25.5-second range.
Well, as the front two battle, we can report Hacker, Stouffer, and Kinsella run 3, 4, and 5. Let's go ahead and look at the back half of your top 10. Brian Yosik has fallen back into 6th position now. He's run a little farther up. Brandon Limpkin, and we talked about him, wanted to have a good finish as he wants to get into that last check bracket that's coming up next week. James Grahula, Michael Goodman, and then running in 10th, we talked about him earlier, picked up all those spots. The Big Joe Show, Joe Hazard.
Soup, it's a beautiful day for racing. Great racing conditions here on a very, very fast track. It's mostly cloudy. It's 89 degrees on the track right now. Barely any wind at all. 78 degrees outside. Again, just a fabulous condition for great racing. One driver struggling right now is Matthew Mercer. He's backing up right now, big time. Lanini just got under him. George Gonzalo passed him like he was standing still. Again, Mercer just seems to be a little off right now. I didn't see him hit anything. Maybe the tires giving up on a little bit here early. He's just backing off and settling in here. But most of the field, line of stern around here now.
Now, Woodrow Mahan is... you mentioned that he was having trouble. I see that it looks like he has made it back as he's either returning to the race or I think he's just letting the field go by.
Yeah, he is. And he's back on track. Woodrow back with us, got reconnected.
Good for him.
Yeah, he's had 2 really, really tough starts. It's great to see him back out on track. Bart Workman also coming out of the pit. Wonder if he had a little bit of trouble I didn't pick up.
Boy, I'm looking at him. The car might have got hopped. Did he put it in the wall?
Yeah, Soup, I'm afraid he did. Bart up in the middle of turns. I think it was coming off of turn 2.
Yeah, it looked like the back end was just starting to kick out a little bit on him. He just kind of glazed it up there. And here comes the pass. We're looking up front. This is Garen tucking down underneath. Now, this is the first time Wright left the inside open there, and Garen's going to take advantage of that. So now Jake on the top. I wonder, Sean, if the tires have gone away from our 2-time champion, and he had to move up to the higher line, and just, he's nothing could do about closing down the inside. As Garen, I think, relatively going to close the door. It doesn't look like, though, the door is ever closed here, as there are a legitimate 2 racing lines, one low, one high.
Well, they are about to get to know their new driver really well here. Because Bart Workman's right up in front of him here as the leaders come through here, Soup. Workman getting well out of the way in that PSP Insurance Services DW12.
We know Bart from several series that he's raced on here in the Global Sim Racing Channel. The one that I know him best for is the Championship Motorsports series.
Yeah, and I know him from Sox Out Racing.
There you go.
And his time over there.
And let's see, do we have a pass for second now? And this is, again, Wright struggling on the top side. This is Chris Stouffer. Stouffer is our hard charger so far. He's qualified in 9th position. He is up to 3rd. Stouffer having a nice run. Boy, he gets really close to Wright, ducks it underneath. Let's see if this pass for 3rd can be made. And I think he's got it. So let's move Chris Stouffer up into 2nd. Jake Wright beginning to fall back a little bit.
Soup, absolute pandemonium going on back here with Big Joe Hazard. He's pulling Brian Yosik right now. Hazard is already up to 8th place, up 7 spots.
Yeah.
And he is, like I said, he's got Yosik recovering behind him. They're 3 wide.
3 wide.
Behind them. Oh, my.
On the top side, yeah, that was Krahula in the white HPP car making the move on the top side. No, excuse me.
Patriot Fire.
Patriot Fire machine, yeah.
And it was Otis in the HPP car.
Down
and there's
low.
Otis and Galvin, wheel to wheel, heading to turn 3.
Yeah, those two cars were painted the same color. I just assumed I knew the sponsors on them. Nope. That's Lotus back there just in front of. There's the familiar color of Jason Galvin we've seen for so long. Oh, I heard somebody up in the wall. I guess we're okay. Might have been Bart Workman again. Might have had some problems. He's very slow, letting guys go by.
Yeah, and he got a little bit of damage on that right side, but everybody coming through, it's very, very tough for Bart right now to get back into a groove.
Oh, there's the spinner. It's a white car. He's on the grass. It is Brian Greenlee. But he's on the green. He's got it going straight so far. He gets it gathered up down pit lane, goes through the cones like a slalom skier, and he's back out on the track. There's got to be probably a slowdown penalty in there somewhere. Let's take a wild ride with Kermit.
Wow. Good on him to recover from that.
Boy, he was going in the right direction, and he just tried his best to keep it going that direction. Through the cones? Yeah, we think there's a penalty coming for that one. That's an unsafe pit entry.
Well, he hasn't gone in yet. Oh, I think he got on the mic and said he's coming in. He's got the leaders bearing down on him right now too, Sue.
I think he should be able to get in his pit entry slowdown window here without causing trouble. There he tucks it down. Leader's going to get safely around on the top side. There goes Guerin. There goes Stouffer. There goes Wright.
Okay, Soup a little bit further back. Hacker, Lemkeman in a really, really good battle. And now getting into that battle is Big Joe Hassard. Up on them quick here. They're in turn 2, coming out now. Ooh, Lemkeman almost makes contact with Hacker there.
Lemkeman in the front on the low side there in the beautiful fire and ice machine. On the top side is Hacker. Ducking in is Big Joe now. Down low in that black and yellow machine. He's got that thing really wound up on the low side. Does he have the tires left to make this work as he's working lap number 28?
Boy, just Big Joe just picking him up and knocking him down tonight, Sue. Jared Tegla calling for a pit stop. Ooh, a little short pitting going on here, Sue. Couple guys, maybe going with the short pit.
I don't know about this. I don't think you can get in and out and stay on the same lap. We'll see as Neidendegler comes on in. Looks like he's being followed in by somebody there. That's George Anzaldo coming in as well. So they do that on lap number 29. Bogan says he's coming in as well. So a lot of people deciding to bring it in. Sean, I wonder if it's not so much fuel that's going to dictate when the guys come in as it is tires.
Hey, listen, I will tell you, this car gets really, really wicked at the end of a run. I mean, the tank gets light. These tires fall off a lot. We've already, drivers well up into that 25.5 second range now.
Oh, yeah.
Tires are definitely going to dictate these stops when we're under green flag conditions.
To give you an idea, our race leader, Dan Guerin, ran his fastest lap. Lap number 3 was a 24.8 flat. His last lap was a 25.3. So that is almost a second and a half slower. Let me do my math there. Let's call that about a half second slower.
And Big Joe Hassard now up to 6th. Michael Goodman making the pass on Ron Hacker now, getting himself up to 5th. Lots of drivers making their call for a pit stop. Big Joe Hassard coming into pits.
Well, if anybody had used up his rubber, it would be Big Joe, as he was really aggressive out there.
But what a great way to start the race that's gone green is to pick up that many positions, man. Joe really helping his cause tonight. Galvin coming down hot into the pit lane. Ooh, I sure hope he made it at speed.
Yeah, pit lane has been his Achilles heel all season long. Degla is our leader of all the cars who pitted. I heard problems.
Woodrow Mahan with big trouble coming down the front, and he slides all the way into the pit.
Boy, it was right outside of Vincent Blumenthal. He does a good job. I don't think he brought out the yellow as he kind of took the Brian Greenlee approach to pit entrance, and then he noses it in. Oh, watch this here. Bink as he puts it in the wall in pit lane. Watch out, you guys.
Got to be careful. We've got a lot of cars exiting the pit right now, Soup. merging up into traffic, flying around this track. Lots of different strategies being played out.
Garen, our leader, has come in, at least I'm assuming, as Jake Wright is now our leader. So, yeah, Garen has come in. Looking to see, looks like Stouffer jumped Garen. Oh, Stouffer coming out of the pits right now. Waiting to see where.
Right now, I think it's Garen that's got the edge on everybody right now. Jake Wright coming down the pit lane now, our leader coming in.
Something is not quite right here. Let me get that. Jake Wright coming in.
Are you seeing some crazy stuff going on with your timing and scoring? It might be it, Soup. All right, we'll let everybody cycle through, and then we'll catch everybody up soon, rather than try and maybe.
I am showing Garen ahead of Stouffer, and that's probably the most important part.
Mike Goodman in. You see drivers coming out, coming in. Very, very busy place on pit road right now, Soup. Getting in and getting off, both very, very tricky here at Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Let's go to 15th position overall. This is Joe Hazard. He has pitted. He is ahead now. This is Stouffer. Stouffer must have had a horrible pit stop. This is a battle for position. Looks like Stouffer's going to get it. I think these guys are third on the track of cars who pitted.
Michael Gray is going to have a penalty coming down the pit lane. He missed his entry. Came around the cone, around the outside and in.
We're going to see if we can find that replay.
Yeah, he just slides it in. Straight to the top. Saw what I did there, Sue.
I did.
Oh, this is good. When I was talking about Michael Gray, actually was the one.
We're looking for Michael Gray here.
Yeah, Goodman's stop was good. I had talked about Michael Gray. That's not me. That's me not communicating with my director real well. Sorry there, guys.
Let's go to Tony Schowen real quick. We have a spin. We have two cars pinwheeling down the track. I think we're going to have a yellow flag. We're going to look at this and see if the yellow flag actually comes out.
It does not, Soup. It does not. We'll get it.
Oh, my goodness.
This is the replay of Michael Gray right here. He's trying to get into the pit. Gets in too hot. Can't get the car slowed down enough. He's going to miss it and goes around the cone and in. That held him for a penalty. Let's look at the Schowen incident, Soup, because that's a big one.
It's Schowen, and it must have happened off the racing line. Schowen and Limkeman get together.
It did.
One of them was trying to pit. It looks like Limkeman was slowing down to come into the pits, and I think Schowen must have been doing the same, just doing it a lot faster. They get together.
They were both coming out of the pit.
Oh, it's coming out. Okay.
Yeah, they were coming out, and Limkeman was just really slow. Schowen gets next to him, and unfortunately, the transition to the track, you're going to see it right here, upsets the car. He slides into Limkeman. They both hit that inside retaining wall, and both find themselves back in the pit lane.
Yeah, I wonder if Limkeman maybe missed a gear coming out. All right. We're going to look now at P2. We can tell you that Garen is out in front. Here's this battle that we talked about. We picked it up earlier. Stouffer and Big Joe Hazard. This is a battle for second. These guys are well made. Here comes Stouffer, dip into the inside. I'm sorry, Hazard, dig into the inside there. Stouffer on the outside. Hazard's going to get that pass. As they go around Scott Johnson, who's just coming out of pit lane. Stouffer up to second, but Hazard up to second. Here comes Stouffer back on him.
Boy. Soup, you seen what Dan Garen's done? He's got up there 5.5 seconds on the rest of this field already. Wow.
Oh, man. Charge his credit card for minibar incidentals because he has checked out. But it's early, and it's really all for naught if another yellow flag comes out. Unbelievably, there were some incidents out there. I guess those incidents that we saw with Limkeman and Schowen off the racing line, so the yellow didn't come out. They were doing 720s each of them. It was very pretty.
Another big mover through that cycle of pits is Adam Blocker, Sue. The rookie there, up 10 spots after that pit stop. He's in fourth right now.
So the question is, Jake Wright, 21st position. Did he have a penalty? Did we miss something here?
He was in for a long time. I think he was penalized. I think he was penalized in that stop, Sue.
Well, let's do the math here. It looks like the guy
15
right in front of
seconds.
him. Yeah, how about 8 seconds, 23 seconds? Sounds like 15. Sean, what's that mean?
Yeah, that means he got a penalty for not being at speed.
And he had to serve it before he left, so that's why it was so long. Yeah.
Wow, tough break. Hey, let's talk about Jason Galvin real quick if we can, because he's a driver on a trail right now, blazing a big trail today. He's our focus driver of the week here, the Lock Precision driver of the week, Jason Galvin. He's been around for a while here. Galvin has been, and boy, I'll tell you what, 54 starts. He's got 3 career wins. Look at the top 10s though there, Sue. 24 top 10s for Jason Galvin, AGR Motorsports driver. First career win was back at Motegi in season 4, and his first career start was Homestead, season 3. That would have been the finale, the end of season 3, I think that was. So Jason, though, having a great run here to start this race. Certainly don't want to jinx the boy, but just took Plastic Dip on as a sponsor on the KGET DW12, and could be another podium finish, maybe a possible win for him here tonight at Atlanta.
Looking at his results this season, he does have a win already. He picked that one up at Texas when he qualified 13th, made up 12 spots to get that win.
Texas, a lot like maybe Atlanta a little bit, huh?
And surprisingly, that has been his only podium, was that win. Other than that, it's all fourths or worse. So we'll see what he can do today. Always like to see him do well because he's such an easy interview.
Brian Greenlee with more trouble out there, Sue. He gets loose off of turn 2 and slides it down to the inside wall, but it puts him back in the pit. Greenlee having a rough go here tonight at Atlanta.
25 drivers on the lead lap, and that's going to end soon as Peter Edwins is next to go a lap down as Dan Guerin is really flying. 50 laps in, we have gone green all the way. We have no trivia question for you this week. We're going to replace that with our last chance bracket here at the end of the season. And to be honest, the producers were running out of ways to give you original trivia questions.
Yeah, Soup, you've got people showing up for a trivia question.
Well,
you could be in trouble.
Here's where we were going. I know where the producers were thinking. The trivia question was going to be, what is the worst song ever written with the name Georgia in the title? So that's where we were going.
Oh. Well, I can tell you the worst band ever with Georgia in the name.
Okay.
Florida Georgia Line.
All right.
That definitely ranks number 1. Pedro Aravello, a former winner of the trivia question here on Wednesday nights here with Soup. He's already asking, what's the trivia question tonight? So we might have to dig one up for him, Soup.
I disappointed him. And of course, there's a little music here in this race. Of course, is a Dave Barber plays with the. Is it the Flaming O's? Is that what it's called, Sean?
That is it. He is the guitar player, the one all the chicks like, Soup, in the band.
He knows all the chords. Well, we got a nice green flag run here. Let's run down. Let's take a second, Sean. Why don't we go through the field a bit? How about we take them 5 at a time? Dan Guerin out in front by a hefty 5.1 second over Chris Stouffer. Stouffer was able to get around Joe Hassard and now leave him behind. Big Joe having a great run, though, up 12 positions in third. 4th and 5th, well, that's the rookie Adam Blocker, who is just ahead by about, just a few seconds ahead of the 5th place driver, which is the man we just talked about. We highlighted him, Jason Galvin. Sean, who do you got after that?
Man, I've got Brian Yazik right now in the HPP Simulations DW12 running 6th. And then just behind him, about a half a second, it's Michael Goodman closing right now. Michael Goodman in that Ford EcoBoost DW12. And then you're going to go back to Justin Weaver, the rookie. Had a little, I'm sorry, is that who I saw next? In 8th? Yeah, Weaver in 8th, that's right.
Look at that.
Yeah, in the Moby Dickies DW12. Justin Weaver.
What the heck what is a Moby Dickies? Is that a piece of clothing or Like
Soup,
a fake
that is
turtleneck?
that is a shop, a surf and sports shop.
Oh,
No, I'm sorry, Seafood, Sports, and Spirits. Take that back. That is a restaurant, Moby Dickie's.
well, I'm going. I don't know where that is, but if I'm ever around a Moby Dickie's, I'm stopping in.
We might have to find out. We got to get Justin in here for an interview and
Okay.
find out exactly where Moby Dickie's is at.
Well, he's in 8th. Let's look who's in 9th right now. Oh, look who it is.
Yeah, in 9th right now, you've got riding around back there. There's Joe Branch. I'm sorry, I'm horrible. Pierre Degla. Pierre Degla there in 9th. He's up 9 spots right now.
And then we
And
get back to 10th. You got
James
that one, Sean?
Bowler.
Okay.
Yeah, the Patriot Fire Cup driver. They're in 10th. James having a decent start to this race. He could be one of those drivers that might figure out an alternate strategy before we get done with this suit.
George Anzaldo has made his second pit stop, so we might be getting close to that time. You look at Krahula now as he's working on Ed Tutwiler. Let's drop back to a car that's painted almost the same, giving me a hard time, running in 11th position. That is Ryan Otis. He's just ahead of Joe Branch now. Branch having a nice run. Started in 21st position, up to 12th. Good run for him out there in that familiar yellow Pennzoil machine. Back in 13th, the sponsor of our pre-race show, Countdown to Green. Of course, it is Von Hansen Meat Machine of Bob Mikas. He's got about 1.2 seconds on Ron Hacker. Racing in that beautiful blue UECO machine.
Pierre Degla calling for a pit stop.
Rounding out your top 15, Dustin Wardlow. Go ahead, Sean.
I think we're going to see guys starting to come on in here. You alluded to it a moment ago. Some strategy being played. Pierre coming down the pit lane now. Got cars approaching 30 laps right now. Some approaching 25. Pierre had run out 33 laps on that run. Moby Dickie's, Hendersonville, Tennessee soup.
Okay.
Where you can get the Moby Dickie sandwich, char-grilled, or fried grouper served on a toasted bun with all the trimmings. Does that sound great or what, baby? Mmm.
That sounds like a sandwich you should have if you're in Tennessee.
They also have the soup du jour.
That's me.
Yeah, it's you, yes.
All right, here comes
Galvin
Jason
in.
Galvin. So they start to peel off now. The car that has leading all the cars who have pitted is Anzaldo. He was first to come in. I would think Galvin should be able to get in and out before Anzaldo gets around. Oh boy, the airwaves are picking up, aren't they, Sean? A lot of talking out there right now.
Yes, there is. A lot of communication going on. Jason Galvin coming out of his pit. Pete Edwins coming in. Jack Bogan coming in.
Adam Blocker making a stop. Boy, we have had 2 green flag runs now. Of course, the guys who are looking for a yellow right now are the guys who can stay out.
On board with Michael Goodman now. The AGR Motorsports onboard camera swinging around.
This is a battle for third, although this is a little misleading as none of these guys have pitted there. Your top 3 that we're looking at, Goodman, Yasik, and Weaver, still need to come in.
Dandy Dan Guerin in the pit soup. Our leader came in.
Luthenthal coming out. Gives the lead over to Chris Stouffer. And Stouffer is going to go. Oh, boy, Stouffer just comes in front of the car. That was the light blue car of Ron Hacker and Jason Robards. Stouffer was late making in the commitment lane there.
Wow, wow, wow.
We're going to go see what it's like to ride on behind Stouffer coming in. Here we go. We're going to have to go. This is Hacker just coming out, so we're going to have to go a whole lap around here, I think.
This is the UECO onboard camera here with Ron Hacker.
Here it comes right
Coming
now.
up right now here, Soup.
Whoa.
Yikes.
And he had a car. It's there. You see, I don't know if that was Robarge. I can't remember who that was that just went around him. Yeah, the Rainbow Machine. That was for a position. Our leader, Justin Weaver, the rookie. He wants it to rain right now. And Weaver is going to stay out one more time around. Weaver, Krahula up. Krahula is in. Weaver and Branch, the last two cars to come in. Dustin Wardlow also.
Man, this is crazy, Soup. Trying to keep track of all this. My JRT is lit up like a Christmas tree. I mean, it's just flashing all over the place.
Well, what you have are drivers who've decided that their stint is going to be about 27, 28 laps. And they got other guys who think they can go, well, right now, here's Weaver at 71. So he's actually read the pre-race notes that we get from the series organizer saying how long he can go.
Or he got his practice in and actually dialed it in, Soup.
He's staying out again. Oh, he is.
He's got a few laps left in him if that's the way he wants to roll.
Cowards, Rivers in China, and ribbons around old oak trees right now. Justin Weaver dying to see something yellow. Running in first. He's got to come in this time. Soup, don't tell me what to do. I'm staying out. He is on a 33-lap stint. So is Joe Branch. Dustin Wardlow, the Candyman, on a 34-lap stint. If he can go just a little bit more, he could one-stop it from here.
Wardlow coming down.
There are 74 laps to go. That means he would have to get a stint of 37 laps. He's gone 30. Wardlow did 35. If Weaver can get another 2 laps out of his run. Going underneath him is Vincent Blumenthal, and Weaver's going to go around one more time. I love this new guy. Don't know anything about him.
I like the idea, Soup. I like the idea.
This will be his 30. He's working on his 36th lap with 75 to go. That gets him 72 laps. And he's going around one more time. Now, the question is, can he go fast enough?
Oof. Wow. Now he's in that range where he's pushing it. Oh!
There's the caution. Dustin Weaver Christmas comes early.
Get out of the throttle. Get out of the throttle. Save your fuel, Justin. Save your fuel. Blocker. Watching Blocker here on the replay.
Out of the pits. Oh, boy, the car just took off on him up the... We were lucky that nobody got into him.
Oh, boy. Weaver's going to be in a really, really tricky spot here soon.
Yes.
He can't come in the pit yet. He's got to wait. He's got to get in line here. Oh, boy. I hope he's got some fuel left.
We're going to go one more time. And here, now, here's the blue car. It hits the inside wall, bounces up in front. That blocker that goes by. Watch, this is blocker right here that goes just missing.
And then everybody else having to make a decision to get around there as he stops in the middle of the track. Wisely doesn't move.
Director, can we go on board with Justin Weaver right now, and maybe we can hear his engine and see if Adam Blocker says he has hardware failure. Now we are on board. Can he pit this time, Sean?
Yeah, this should be open right here. He should be okay because we're running out of fuel first.
Now there's another car on the same strategy, and it's right behind him. He's several cars back in line, and that is Patrick. My mother was a tailor. He's going to be coming in, I would think. Where are you, Patrick? Don't make me a liar.
Okay.
There he comes.
Trauma averted. Weaver makes it into his pit stall all the way in. Here comes Taylor.
What we'll do right now on the Global Sim Racing channel, we'll take a short break. We'll be back before they go green. Welcome back to the Global Sim Racing channel's coverage, presented by First Medical Equipment. It is the Lionheart IndyCar Series Utility Equipment Company 200 from Atlanta Motor Speedway. All right, Sean, let's talk the viewers for what happened here. Two drivers were able to stay out and get a perfectly timed yellow flag.
Yeah, boy, did Justin Weaver and Patrick Taylor come out like bandits on that one, Soup. Basically the whole field is taking a wave around right now to catch up to these two, who were the only two left on the lead lap when that caution came out. And Justin Weaver going to get to restart this race from the point. Single file restart here in the Lionheart IndyCar Series, Soup. Brought to you by First Medical Equipment. But yeah, Weaver up 19 spots right now to sit up top.
And it gets even better for him because not only that, he has a ton of lap cars between him and Patrick Taylor, and then between Dan Guerin, who is really the car to beat. Plus, we believe if this thing goes green all the way, Justin Weaver should be able to one-stop this. None of the other drivers, except for Patrick Taylor, who's on the same strategy, everybody else is going to have to come in twice. So this is really perfect right now what the drivers need out there. Everybody out there is hoping for a yellow flag, except for Weaver and Taylor, who would like to see this thing go green all the way. Your leader, he's new to the series, Justin Weaver. Welcome to the Lionheart IndyCar Series. He is being challenged right now by a car. This is a guy who's a lap down, Matthew Mercer. Mercer trying to get back on the lead lap.
Boy, but I'll tell you what, Weaver in the prime spot right now. He's got nobody to worry about in front of him. No downforce issues, no push. Let Mercer continue to chase, no problem. He can keep him back there in the dust, keep that car down, glued on the bottom line.
Now, all these cars behind him, you saw Dustin Wardlow on the screen. You're looking at him, and he's a lap down. Bluthenthal in this as well. Those three cars are all on the lap down, trying to get that lap back. If you drop back to second position, this is Patrick Taylor, Michael Gray on the top side, Taylor down low. Taylor's in second. Gray, again, one of the cars a lap down. Andrew Kinsella. My goodness, is Kinsella a lap down as well? He sure is.
Wow, Sue.
It does. Okay, the real battle is Galvin. If we go back to third position, this is going to hurt some people's feeling, but the battle between the top tier drivers is Galvin and Stouffer back there racing for third right now.
Yeah, and Galvin's got a pretty good lead on him here so far. Stouffer starting to close it up just a little bit, catching a little bit of the tail end of Galvin's draft now. Galvin's got these lap cars in front of him, though, fighting right now, Soup, and that's going to make it pretty tricky to get around them. Michael Gray and Kinsella, Taylor all up there, or Taylor not actually in second. There's Kinsella looking for a move under Taylor.
That's what I mean. You have the driver third in points right now, a lapped driver. Looking back, I'm looking for where is Jake Wright? Have you been able to see him anywhere?
Jake's sitting back in 15th right now, Sue.
On the lead lap, though. One of the drivers on the lead lap. Now, this will all come out in the wash, as my wife likes to say, if a yellow flag comes out here now, and everyone can come in and get on the same strategy.
Man, our leader's got to be so careful right now. He's up here running with Matthew Mercer. He's probably not in the position he'd like to be in on the top side of the track.
Yeah,
going to be fighting some aero here.
Mercer got around him, and look at this. Our leader says, no, I do not want to be in dirty air, as he goes underneath. And now they continue to battle. Mercer's going to get the... Oh, Mercer puts it in the wall. He keeps it going straight. Is it going to get stuck in the wall, though, is the question. Oh, he's doing a great job of keeping it up, out of traffic, killing the right side of the car. I think he can bring it down. He might be stuck in the wall, which... No, he comes off. He comes off. Down. Matthew, nice job of a little bit of self-sacrifice there.
And here we are on board with Mercer. He's just going to get wild off the 2. The car going to push, or I'm sorry, not off the 2, but that was going into 1, and he just slams it up into that wall and keeps it buried in there for basically most of the track to let everybody by. Well played by him.
Yeah.
But that's going to be that's going to really, really hurt his chances of any solid run this evening.
What I was worried about is one of the glitches in iRacing. You can actually get it in the wall, and it won't let you out. It'll hang on to you like a needy lover. But he was able to pull it off the wall there.
Yeah, the one you can't get rid of, the one that sticks around for like 6 months, is waiting in the parking lot for you. Anyway, I'm sorry, I regress.
And you end up treating the wall mean, so that the wall will break up with you. And it's just, that's not a way to have a relationship with the wall, at least in my opinion. Now, Taylor back there in second position. He's being challenged by another. In fact, it's Blumenthal has got around him.
So who is this Justin Weaver guy, and where did he come from? I can tell you he came from the Mid-South, somewhere in the Mid-South, but man, he's just opened it up lap after lap right now. He's cleared the lap traffic behind him, and boy, it's smooth sailing right now for Justin Weaver in the 66.
I'm going to just guess that he's from Tennessee. I don't know. He's racing the Moby Dickey's car that is in Tennessee. I got to think there's some connection there. That would be Mid-South, would it not?
Oh, absolutely. You bet. I think that would be a good place to start, thinking he's from Tennessee.
Now, let's go to... We're looking here at this third position. This is Taylor now. Did he lose that spot? Okay,
yeah, Stouffer gets around.
Stouffer got around him. And now the yellow car behind, that's Michael Gray. He's not in the mixes. We have it scattered up here. Now, for you Chris Stouffer fans, I know you're excited. Your driver's up in second, but unless a yellow flag comes out, I'm almost positive Stouffer's going to have to come in twice compared to Weaver and Taylor, who are just one away.
And look at Dan Guerin and Mike Goodman back here trying to work their way up through this traffic right now. Guerin now taking the position for Patrick Taylor, moving up to that podium spot there in third. He's got the edge on Michael Goodman here in front of him on board with that AGR Motorsports camera.
And Patrick Taylor about to be taken over by Goodman. And I got a hunch Patrick knows that while he doesn't want to lose position, these are all kind of meaningless. As long as he can run fast enough to not, allow them to make a stop and go.
Exactly. Remember, Patrick on a much different strategy here.
And we're getting to the point now, some of these guys, Stouffer's been out there for 28 laps. 29 for Guerin, so they're getting to the place where their window is going to open up soon.
Mm-hmm. You're absolutely right. And Guerin back here wheel to wheel with Taylor. He finally clears him.
Weaver has a 10-lap advantage on these guys, but those 10 laps, they're a precious 10 because they're the 10 that's going to allow him to one-stop this.
I said Guerin was wheel to wheel with. He was wheel to wheel with Bluthenthal, not Patrick Taylor. They had the same color cars. Here comes Jason Galvin, Chris Stouffer.
So this will put these guys. All these guys are going to go a lap down to Weaver, who can stay out there for another 10 laps at least. Oh no! Looking at Otis.
Oh boy, Otis, big trouble coming down the pit lane. That's probably going to be a penalty.
That's going to be a penalty, but not a yellow flag. We ride on board with Otis and the HPP machine.
Boy, Soup, a lot of drivers making the call now with just 35 laps remaining when we come around this time. There's the replay of Otis getting in the pit. He just loses it on entry there. Really, really hot coming in. We suspect that will pick him up a penalty. In fact, it does. He's holding now, and now they've taken the chains off. Otis is away.
Now, unless they're teasing me here, if you can go 28 laps on a fuel run, which is what Galvin did, I see no reason to pit with 35 left. If you could go farther, you would go farther. So these guys have got to come in one more time.
Out.
The yellow is out.
Was out, and it was Pierre Degla coming up out of the pits.
Some of these guys are crushed.
Degla, you're going to see it here on the replay. He's going to lose it on the transition back up to the tracksuit. Car gets in a funny place. Just totally upsets the car. Backs him up into the wall. Big damage on the rear end of his DW12. Stops in the middle track, gets going, but cars coming through. That'll bring out a yellow every time.
Now, this is good news for a lot of the drivers. Bad news for Weaver and Taylor, who needed it to stay green a little bit longer so that some of the people could come in. Bad news for the drivers who just pitted like Galvin, unless he was able to stay on the lead lap, which he was not.
Yeah, these drivers are left in a very tough spot here, Sue. In fact, I think that caution flag only leaves 10 cars left on the lead lap.
Now this is, well, I know it's in the window for with 33 to go. I know that Weaver can do that. I haven't seen anybody else do that. I imagine though if Weaver can do it, the rest of these guys on the lead lap.
Weaver's going to pit.
I would think everybody on the lead lap's coming in. Weaver, Guerin, Goodman, they should all come in, I would think.
Yeah, and they are, Soup. They're listening to you, buddy. They got you dialed in. Every one of them coming down, following each other in now. Trying to see if anybody else is going to not do that.
Now, this will allow some of the cars to get on the, will come around and they'll get their lap back as they pass the leader. Drivers like Wardlow, Gray, and Bluthenthal, who did not pit. They can now take the wave around and get behind the leader, but they still will have to make, they're going to have to make another stop. Well, maybe not, as they just took one. Director, maybe this is a good time we can bring up our bracket, our last chance bracket. We have no trivia question this week because we're switching over to the last chance bracket. Now, this is going to start next week. We're going to show you this right now. Those are the 16 drivers that sit 1 to 16 in the raw points. They are seated against each other, and then each round is 2 races. The best result of either of those 2 races, and you move along. Last season, this was won by a number 10 seed of Jason Galvin. Those seedings are unofficial right now, as they're still going to be seated after this race. And we talked about Limkeman needing to have a good race, and he's out of it. So there's a chance that Brandon will not make it. That's good news for Big Joe Hassard, who's trying to get in that spot. So stay tuned to that as the last chance bracket gives us something fun to look at as the season winds down. That will finish up the penultimate race so that our entire attention can be given to the season champion racing in the traditional final spot, the final venue for the Lionheart Series, Fontana.
Wow, Sue. The rookie, Justin Weaver, going to be your leader again when we get restarted, but this time, a little bit different situation.
Yeah.
He's going to have Dan Guerin right there with him to restart this race. Michael Goodman, Patrick Taylor. Oh, and look who's crept up into the top 5. Some guy named Krahula from Texas.
There you go.
Yeah. And our director so aptly observes that there in 6th, the champ, the defending champ, Jake Wright. Hello, he's back.
20 cars on the lead lap. 10, 11, 12. 12 of them for sure can go the distance from here. Maybe some of these guys in the back, Stouffer and Galvin, who made that very early pit stop, they weren't going to be able to do it, but maybe this yellow flag will be enough for them to get there. I cannot guarantee that.
All right, here, go all the way around. Cut them loose. The lights are out.
Well, Justin Weaver was having it his way, and that yellow flag just came a few laps. The last one came just a few laps early, and that allowed drivers like Guerin and Goodman to stay out there and get back onto the same strategy as Justin Weaver.
Well, Weaver has got his work cut out for him. You know, I said it earlier about one of the other rookies that this field of drivers are going to get to learn a lot about Justin Weaver over the last 29 laps of this race. This is going to get exciting, buddy.
Now, the guy you want to watch is our champion, Jake Wright, sitting back in 6th position. The tires are all fresh. Sean, I guess if you're going to be aggressive, it's easier to be aggressive early in a run. So we'll see what's up right now. Let's see what type of line Justin Weaver takes with the veteran of Dan Guerin behind him. We go green with 30 laps to go. Justin Weaver gets a good start, takes him down into 1. Guerin, Goodman on the inside, Patrick Taylor in 5th, losing positions.
Boy, and Weaver did a really good job getting started there, but Dan Guerin already getting the run on him early. Guerin going to take that position away.
There it is.
Oof.
Guerin gets that done. Weaver back to 2nd. We got to go back to 4th position. This is Krahula, Branch, Wright, as they kind of come into the 3 different lines. The 3rd in line is Wright. The yellow car up on top is Branch. That's Krahula out in front. Branch looking for a way to run. He gets a good run down on the inside, tucks the nose in there, going into 3. I think the yellow car is going to get that done. Let's see if he sucks Jake right along with him. Stuck on the top side, that is Krahula. Right down low. The problem for Jake is he's got Branch in front of him, making the air a little dirty. Can he get that car to stick? It looks like he can. Move right up to 5th. Krahula back to 6th.
Boy, I'm up here watching the lead. So Guerin is making it very, very tough for Justin Weaver to get around. His DW12 seems very wide right now, if you know what I mean.
Sitting down there like a Julia Roberts smile. Wide as it could be. But you got to give credit to Weaver. Once the pass was made, he's staying in the hunt. Michael Goodman, Sean, we've been saying his win is coming sometime before the end of the season. Could it happen in Atlanta? The top 3 drivers run nose to tail, separated by only 0.2 of a second as they cross the line.
Soup, one of the things I truly love about the advancements of iRacing, get back into the turns. All the rubber they have thrown down on this track. Nice full field of DW12s. You can definitely tell these tires are being worked today.
Yeah, we really should have had the viewers make note of that. The corners have really darkened up.
Boy, it's the battle for the top 3 here. This is crazy. Something's got to give. Right behind him, though, look at this. Jake Bright closing in on Joe Branch. Jake looking to the top side, bringing James Krahula with him. No, maybe not.
That interval, 0.7 of a second from the third place car of Michael Goodman back to Branch, who is running in 4th. There's not a lot of time left here, Sean. I'm going to be coming to you in a few minutes to let me know what time it actually is.
It ain't going to be a few minutes, buddy. It's going to be a few seconds.
4, 5, and 6 running nose to tail. Trying to get in there. Bob Micah's having a great run in 7th right now.
Yeah, we've been quiet about the Von Hansen's Meat Market DW12 tonight.
Justin Weaver not only racing in 2nd, he's your hard charger, up 18 positions, started in 20th. The gap opens up a little bit between the top 3. Passing is really difficult. Branch in 4th, Wright in 5th, Krahula in 6th. But Sean,
I'm sorry, Brian. Otis almost got into it with Jack Bogan. My bad there, Soup. Sorry. Otis wasn't fighting for position, but man, it was so close. The right rear Kardashian and his almost meets up with the left front wing of Bogan. You see them side by side. Brian starts to slide up the track. Bogan starts to come down. And that is a catastrophe avoided there for both cars.
Not a pass for position as Bogan is a lap down. Otis racing at 16th. Sean, 20 to go. What time is it, baby?
Baby, it's time to boogie. Let's get this party started. Andrew Kinsella decided, well, rather than party, I'm going to bring the car in. He's on his way to the pit. I don't know what happened.
Oh, these are the guys at the back that I think need to get this stop in. Kinsella, Galvin, I think. Go ahead.
No, actually, Kinsella made contact with Vincent Blumenthal. They did a little pod bang in there.
Kinsella took a hard shot into the wall. Good catch on that one, Sean. Kinsella's car, he kept it going straight. There was not a yellow flag on that one. Bad news for the driver racing in 3rd position, Tustin Wardle.
Some of those drivers are now, they're finding their way to the pit stop. Soup. Some of those that couldn't make it work. Michael Gray, one of them.
Wardlow's been out there for 41 laps. Has got to be coming in soon.
Boy, and Michael Gray, trouble getting down the pit lane there. Wow. Takes out the cone. That's going to be a penalty for him. Almost gets into Wardlow as Wardlow was getting through.
Actually, they did. I think the Gray and Wardlow made contact on pit lane. Guerin out in front, trying to hang in there. It's Justin Weaver. Let's give Weaver credit for hanging close. Wardlow in there, Goodman in there as well. But remember that gap that I told you was 0.7 of a second? Back to 4th place? Not anymore. Here comes Joe Branch.
Soup, maybe we can get Justin Weaver to send us some hush puppies.
Okay, well, that would be good. Look at the... More bumping and banging. Look at the yellow car of Weaver really making a move. Michael Gray is coming out of the pit lane right now. 15 to go.
Man.
On the apron was Weaver. He's trying his very best to hang with the veteran dandy, Dan Guerin. Really has been the class of the field. Joe Branch doing everything he can to get up on the back of Goodman. Krahula has got back around right. The top 6, the only real battle going on. Everybody else in the top 10 separated a little bit. Patrick Taylor, we talked about him. He has fallen back to 10th position. The magic of the falling of the yellow flags has worn off, and now he's trying to just do it by pace. Doing a pretty good job.
Soup, I think Weaver's saving a little bit here. I think he's saving a little bit. I think he's got another run left in him here at Guerin.
Well, right now, Guerin's got traffic to deal with. He's working on the Candyman, Dustin Wardlow. He's a lap down, going to go 2 laps down as he tries to keep that car up high. Guerin's going to take the low side. The Candyman stays on top. Weaver doing his best to stay with Dandy Dan. Dandy Dan is feeling comfortable, though, as the gap starts to increase a little bit. If he's saving, I don't want him to save too long, as we only have 11 to go. Goodman is being ran down little by little by little by Joe Branch. The yellow Pennzoil machine starting to close the gap on Michael Goodman. Look at the yellow car gets a run off of 4.
Oh, boy, Soup, you got to watch what's going on up front here. Dan Guerin is really having a lot of trouble getting around Dustin Wardlow. And this is not Wardlow's fault at all. Wardlow still has a good race car, still out here fighting for position. Dan not able to pull off a pass. What has this done? Well, Justin Weaver right there. 0.3 of a second in the closing laps. 9 to go this time across.
And honestly, I don't know what you would expect Dustin Wardlow to do right here. He's got the car way up top. I mean, if he starts to slow down, he's only going to cause problems. He's leaving the inside open for Guerin. Guerin just can't take it. And here comes Weaver coming in. The gap down to 0.3 of a second. Weaver really takes the car up close to the wall. Gets a good run down the straight. Coming in on the back, I think Dandy Dan might be in the position where he's going to have to try to force the issue. But I just think it's like putting a square peg in a round hole. He just cannot fit his car down underneath Wardlow right now. The interval between all the top 4 cars remains about 6 or 7 car lengths each. And that includes the interval even to the lap car of Dustin Wardlow. There is nowhere for these guys to go. 7 laps to go. We're getting close to the point of no return where a yellow flag will end the race. They work through 3 and 4. Again, the lap car of Dustin Wardlow trying to stay out of the way, keeping the car as up to the top as you can safely. Guerin unable to get it done. And if Guerin can't pass Wardlow, how in the heck do you expect Justin Weaver to pass Guerin? Goodman in 3rd. I think these guys have locked in. We'll go back to 9th position. This is Hacker. Patrick Taylor making a move on the inside.
And that is a true battle for position right there. Taylor wants that 9th spot. Boy, Hacker riding up there on the top side. Just a little bit better through the center of the turn. Going to give him the edge coming off.
As they come across the line right now, Dandy Dan Guerin, 6 miles between you and the checkered flag, 4 laps. The two-dimensional fans are on their feet, cheering on Dan Guerin, cheering on Justin Weaver. Slow car coming out of the pits, that is Scott Johnson, no care down there. Goodman in 3rd. Branch has fallen back after making a run back up to Goodman. He couldn't do anything with it. And now, Branch has fallen back into the clutches of James Grahula and Jake Wright. Running in 5th and 6th. Dustin Wardle actually starts to gap himself. Caution is out.
Yep. And it was Ed Tutwiler and Pete Edwards suit right across the start-finish line.
While I appreciate the effort, I have a problem with cars that are 2 laps down, racing close near the end of the race.
Yeah, that was a total misjudgment, I think, by both drivers here. You're going to see on the replay. On board Eddie Tutwiler here in the Dragon 5 Racing TW12. Gets down real close to the apron there, coming through the tri-oval, and again, just really, really close. Bad misjudgment, I think, by maybe Ed a little bit more than Pete. But, like you said, Soup, you hate to see 2 get together like that a couple laps down.
In their defense,
that is going to end this race.
It was a battle for position, but I know that those points are valuable. But so is a green flag finish, especially with what was ended up there. Guerin was actually losing ground to Justin Wardlow, who was a lap down, and I think Justin Weaver might have had something for him. They come across, they get shown the white flag, unless Dandy Dan Guerin runs out of fuel or has a hardware problem. I think he's looking to pick up another win this season.
Soup, do you recall, and I don't right now, a rookie debut as successful as our man Justin Weaver's pulled off tonight?
Well, I imagine the very first Lionheart race, they were all rookies, so somebody won that one. But other than that, no, this is welcome to the series. Justin Weaver.
Michael Goodman gets himself a podium tonight. That's a good one, Soup. That was fun, man. I had a feeling going into this tonight we were going to have some fun.
For Guerin, surprisingly, this will be only his second win of the season. That's almost hard to believe. He had one at the Oval at Twin Rings Motegi. That's his only win. Many podiums, lots of thirds.
Yeah, but he's second in the championship right now. 27 points back at Jake Wright getting into this thing. In the past two seasons, he's finished ahead of Wright in this race. So Dan's obviously got something good going on here at Atlanta.
Well, right now, as he crosses the start-finish line, give round 15 of the Season 5 Lionheart schedule to Dandy Dan Guerin as he wins the Utility Equipment Company 200.
Wow.
Yes, it finished under yellow, but was darn exciting as it was a great race all the way through. Lots of green flag runs, lots of green flag pit stops. What we'll do right now on the Global Sim Racing channel, yes, the racing is done here at Atlanta, but our broadcast is far from over. We're going to take a short break, but then we will return to launch into the Lock Precision Rocketry post-race show, where we'll run down the entire finishing order, talk to some of the drivers, and close up shop. Back in a few. Welcome back to the Atlanta Motor Speedway as we launch into the Lock Precision Rocketry post-race show. Soup and Crackers here to review the Utility Equipment Company 200 that you just saw here on the Global Sim Racing channel. And I'd like to take a second to wish my wife a happy 30th anniversary. For over 30 years, the names Soup and Baby Blue have been synonymous with some high-powered romance. Likewise, for over 30 years, the name Lock Precision has been synonymous with mid and high-powered rocketry. Lock Precision manufactures a full line of high-quality, precision-fit components to meet your building, repairing, and customizing needs. For more information, please visit www.lockprecision.com. And remember, fly hard, fly safe, fly lock. And there is nowhere to visit for information about Soup and Baby Blue.
Oh.
Now, let's get to the...
I got a teardrop there, Soup.
30th anniversary this
Well,
week.
congratulations, buddy.
Thank you very much. Let's go ahead and congratulate Dan Guerin for the winner here today, his second win of the season, as he comes home 0.6 of a second ahead of the newcomer, Justin Weaver, and we're excited. We believe Justin's going to be in our interview booth. We can talk to him. Michael Goodman, I know the runs that he has had lately has been outstanding as he gets third position, continues to have a great season. Joe Branch, James Krahula, 4th and 5th. Jake Wright, after he was up front early, fell back a little bit, came all the way back up to 6th, couldn't do much better than that. He'll still be leading in the points. In the Van Hansen Meat Machine, it is Bob Micah, Scott Bolster in 8th position, a very quiet 8th for him, Ron Hacker, and Patrick Taylor, who was up there running in 2nd for a while, finishing in 10th. Sean?
Yes, sir. Now we're going to go back to 11th. Chris Stouffer going to finish there. Big Joe, the Big Joe Show. With a chance to win this race early. He finishes 12th today. Still a great effort. Brian Yazik. Boy, tough night for Yazik. We didn't talk about it much. He'll finish 13th. Another driver we didn't talk about a whole bunch. Jason Galvin finishing down there in 14th. Ryan Otis, tough night for him, also 15th. George Anzaldo, up 6 spots, takes a bad qualifying run, turns it into a positive, 16th for him. Jason Robar, 17th. Vincent Blutenthal, 18th. Chris Lanini, 19th. And James Paulson, going to round out the top 20.
Dustin the Candyman Wardlow in the Blackjack position. How about a tip of the hat for him? He had the pressure of racing ahead of all the cars that were the leaders that were behind him. Racing Kangaroo, Michael Gray behind him, Pierre Degla, Ed Tutwiler, and Peter Edwins in 24th and 25th. Jack Bogan, Scott Johnson in 27th position. Andrew Havakech Kinsella back there in 28th. 29th and 30th goes to Matthew Mercer and Adam Blocker. I'll just round. Oh, no, there's a lot of them. Sean, take the rest.
Okay, Brandon Lipkeman, 31st. Brian Greeley, 32nd. Robert Bluton, 33rd. Tony Showen. Tough run for Showen tonight, 34th. Bart Workman, the rookie, didn't work out for him, but Soup, he'll take 35th tonight. That's 1 spot better than where he started. Woodrow Mahan, early victim because of trouble with his pedals, gets in and still never really recovered from that. He'll finish last and 36th, but now, time to catch up with the winner, tonight's big winner, Dandy Dan Guerin. Buddy, you win at Atlanta. This has been a good track for you historically. Got to feel pretty good about a big points night.
Oh, definitely. This race had a lot for me tonight. I'll just go ahead and say it now. I'm actually going to dedicate this one to my mother-in-law who passed away from cancer earlier this year. Today would have been her 61st birthday. So this one's for her.
Well, Dan, certainly our thoughts with you and your entire family on her passing. Gone way too soon, in my opinion, 61 years young. But certainly a great way to tribute a great tribute to her. Dan, you're 7 points behind Jake now after that win tonight. Let's inject a little happiness here. That's reason to celebrate, isn't it?
That's a big celebration. Last week at Dover, I told Jake, I sent him a message for the race. I'm like, dude, I'm scared. I don't want to hit the wall. I just want to finish this race. I still clobbered the wall last lap coming at the line. And again, this time I told him, like, dude, I don't want to die because I know how bad the restarts were. I know how bad the start was. Just the wheel spins were not good, but everybody kept it clean. So kudos to everybody on that one. And it's just going to be a battle with Jake and I. I told him last year I was coming for him, and I meant it.
Dan, you think Weaver had anything for you those last couple laps?
I was very worried. I haven't raced him very much. He's definitely a good driver. I know if I could get in front of him that I probably could hold him off. But when Dustin came out of the pit there and he went down low and took my arrow away from me, and I washed up the hill, and I'm like, oh God, here he comes. I got back down in the next turn though, so I asked him over the intercom there if he could run higher so I could have the bottom.
Okay, and you know what? I'm really, really glad you brought that up because that's where I was going next. Okay, Dustin, obviously, he had no control over that situation.
No.
Was that? I mean, he was doing a really good job. I mean, he was keeping the car out of your way. He did move up when you asked him to, but was that hurting you? Overall, was it really allowing Weaver to make a run at you there in the end?
It actually was hurting me a little bit. Dustin's a great guy. I got to meet him in Iowa, and I know he came out with fresh tires. I didn't know if he had damage or not, but as I said, I asked him over the race there if he could stick to the high side for me, and I just tried for several laps to get around him, and I just couldn't quite do it. He was getting the runs off the top, and a few laps he got just a little lower early on, and it just washed me. So I thought that Weaver was going to come around me.
Dustin's got some cool hats too, so
he does.
Good
he
guy.
Really does.
Yes, he's probably one of the classiest guys that you'll find in the infield there in the middle of a cornfield. Well, Dan, listen, congratulations. We give you a chance real quick. You want to thank anybody for tonight's win?
Always want to thank everybody. Of course, thank you guys, thank my teammates, thank Dave Cordy. Excellent job on spotting yet again. He is always spot on with everything. Got to shout out to my parents. Hi, Mom, Dave. Just congrats to all the guys, and just great race for me tonight.
All right, Dan, pack things up.
You have to thank Dave Barber too. Dave Barber Financial, Lock Precision.
Hey, and we certainly missed him out here tonight. But listen, Dan, pack things up. Get ready to head on down under. We'll see you there.
Thank you. See you.
All right, and that's Dandy Dan Karen. Soup, you have caught up with this international man of mystery. They call him Justin Weaver. Maybe you can find out a little bit more.
We're going to talk race, and then we're going to talk about Justin and meet the man. Justin, congratulations on welcome to the series and second place. Got to be happy with that. Your first time out.
Yeah, thanks, guys. I was just hoping to get a podium finish, and just kind of ran my race and just tried to stay out of trouble. Me being a rookie here, just kind of getting the feel with everybody, and just kept it, try to keep it between the rubber lines there, and just made my way up there, and lucky the pit strategy fell out for me.
Yeah.
And turned out to be a great finish, and I can't be more pleased about it.
Well, let's talk about the yellow flags. The first yellow flag couldn't have come at a more appropriate time. You were all by yourself. You and Patrick Taylor were basically 1-2.
Yeah, I've gotten a little mindset on that. I've actually just got burned so many times on just short pitting and things of that nature. So I was just like, well, I'm just going to stay out as long, just run it dry. So, and I was, kind of there on fumes. I was like, okay, well, we'll just pit when we need to pit. And having the cycle worked out for me there.
Were you worried on the pace lap that you were not going to get in?
I wasn't worried because I did have almost 1.3 laps there, so I knew I knew I was going to be okay there on the pace lap. But I'm not going to say I was 100% confident because I've never really done that before.
Then the second yellow flag, I don't know if you know this, that probably came out about 5 or 6 laps too early for you, and enough guys were able to get back in and get back on the same strategy.
Yeah, that kind of that second last caution there, it kind of hurt us a little bit because I had clean air and I had a lot better tires than those guys, so I was just trying to basically running away and I was just going to pit and take enough fuel as I was, and I was going to be in really, really good shape. But that's what happens when you do this racing stuff. That's the way it works out sometimes.
Well, you're not the first person to have trouble getting around Dan Guerin, so consider yourself join the club on that one. Let's talk a little bit about you. I'm going to make the assumption you got yourself in the closet. There's some coonskin hats. You're probably from Tennessee.
That's true. I'm from Middle Tennessee here, just north of Nashville. And I've been sim racing. My very first adventure was NASCAR racing by Papyrus, and started doing that. And I've raced pretty much simulators every year since then. So I'm pretty hardcore about the sim stuff. And I just love racing in general. Love things that go fast. So
tell us about Moby Dickies.
Moby Dickies, I want to thank them so much for allowing me to put their name on the car. Dickie and Gina, just fantastic people. It's actually a local bar here in Hendersonville, Tennessee, and it's got that hometown good Cheers feeling. Like Cheers, where everybody knows your name, and it's a fantastic establishment. And I recommend anybody that comes through the Nashville area go visit those folks, because it's a mighty fine establishment.
Well, keep up these finishes. You'll be walking through the doors, and I'll be yelling Justin when you come on.
Absolutely.
Congratulations on the second place finish. Good luck the rest of the season.
All right. Thanks, guys.
That is Justin Weaver, your second place finisher today. Sean?
Soup, just for the record, I like him.
Yeah.
I could tell from the moment he opened his mouth that was Tennessee. Absolutely a great Tennessee man there. And we look forward to talking to Justin again. But right now, I want to talk to my New York brother who has kind of soothed another Yankee loss by coming on here tonight and, getting a podium finish. Congratulations, Mike.
Hey, thanks a lot, Sean.
That was a fun race. It didn't work out too bad for you. The caution flags, they seem to just fall just right for you, man.
No, it did. I knew my strategy is that I was going to pretty much run the tank out. And after the first green flag pit stop, it didn't work out for me. And after that, the second pit stop, everyone pitted, and all of a sudden the flag came out. And yeah, there's really nothing else to say. It just happened, everything lined up perfectly tonight except the win, but everything lined up perfectly.
Yeah, well, it's a lot better than where you finished last year. I don't know if you remember that 30-second. Oh, you do remember that.
I didn't make it past 11 laps or something. I don't even think I got to 11. I know. Ugh.
Mike, I don't know if you've seen the points yet, buddy, but man, you've been a rock of consistency here over these last 6 races. What, a third, a fifth, a second, 11th, third, and now another third place. That puts you up to 4th in the points. You're now only 114 points back at Jake. Buddy, a championship is it's hanging right out there for you to go and get.
I look at it. It's ironic that you brought it up because, if I was to told you I wasn't looking at the points, I'd be lying. And I say to myself, since I missed the Indy race, that was double points. Maybe on a worst case scenario, maybe I could have had a 20-point advantage, a bump for me if I was there. But that's just the way it goes. And, like I said to you, every time you interview me, I just treat every week, that particular week, and that's basically what I'm doing. I'm just glad that everything is starting to work out a little bit, getting more competitive, more comfortable and whatnot. But I'm very pleased with my performance as of now.
All right, and last question for you, Mike. How are we going to get you out here to Riverhead for a modified race on a Saturday night?
Well, I'll tell you what, if you have a good diner out there, then you give me a reason to, I'll meet you at a diner. I don't care.
We've got a couple of good diners here in town. Yeah. We got to talk a little bit more. I'd love to get you out of here for a weekend. But, hey, congratulations. We get back to the road course here in a couple weeks, and we wish you the best and safe travel getting down under, sir.
Hey, I appreciate it, the interview. I appreciate everything that you guys do. I love it, especially when I watch the broadcast after the fact. And I just want to congratulate Dan because he was really class of the field from doing the races on Monday and Tuesday. Well-earned, victory for him. And, thank you for having me.
All right, and that is Mike Goodman, driver of the Ford EcoBoost DW12, man, and that's good points for Ford tonight. I talked about that when we were looking at the Manufacturers Championship soup, and I said Ford needed a little help. Well, there's their bell cow right there. There he is. Michael Goodman is going to be the man to get that blue oval moving up the board. He could certainly get a little help from Yazik. I think Yazik is in a Ford too. In fact, I'd be shocked if he was in anything but Yazik, a well-known Ford guy. But what a race this evening, Soup. Man, that was a blast. I said, if anybody wants to scroll all the way back to the beginning of the chat, I said, this is going to be a blast tonight, and it was, buddy.
Absolutely. I agree with you. I thought it was a great race. And that'll do it for us here on the Global Sim Racing channel. Truth be told, I am missing that we don't have a trivia question and answer at the bottom of this one here. I think we got to bring that back. It just doesn't seem complete without it. But what is really important is to thank the people at First Medical Equipment. They've been a source of medical supplies and equipment in the Burlington, Iowa area for years. And you know why? It's because of their superior commitment to provide the absolute best in product quality and customer service. For more information, please visit firstmedequipment.com. And you know who else we have to thank? Well, if you've been watching these shows, you probably do. It's HPP Simulations, and nothing beats the feel of a true hydraulic braking system in the world of sim racing, designed and manufactured right here in the United States of America. These 48 conjoined states plus Alaska and Hawaii, that's where it is designed and manufactured, and it is state-of-the-art on CNC equipment. HPP hydraulic pedals and their accessories set the standard for simulation racing. For more information, please visit hppsimulations.com.
Soup at GSRC, we love meat. And Von Hansen's Meat, as that meat market is sponsoring our Countdown to Green shows, the new old-fashioned meat market and butcher shop, Von Hansen Meat Market. Now, Lock Precision Rocketry, they have been around for a long time, and they sponsor these post-race shows. So remember, fly hard, fly safe, fly lock. And thanks to everyone at the Lionheart IndyCar Series for organizing this and contracting with GSRC to broadcast it. And a very special thanks to Ron Hacker and the Utility Equipment Company for sponsoring today's race here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, Soup.
You want yourself some PVC pipe, you want to go to Utility Equipment Company, man. They got a lot of it in any size that you want. And you want to have a broadcast go down the pipe? Well, let me tell you the equipment that you need. It's all the stuff that's on the screen right now that we use on the broadcast. I don't know what any of it does, but our director does. And that's how we get this thing piped over to you. The original music that you've heard on today's broadcast is thanks to Eric Echolm and Casey Lalonde. You know, if you haven't downloaded some of their digital stuff, see the screen for how to do that. Get to it.
And the Lionheart IndyCar Series will return in not one, but two weeks. August 16th for the Race Center 100 from Phillip Island. GSRC will be there, and we hope you join us. If you'd like to find out more about GSRC, your best bet is globalsimracingchannel.com. We're also on Twitter at GSR Channel, and yeah, you can pull us up on Facebook because we love Facebook. Just type in Global Sim Racing Channel, all one word. We'll be right there for you.
Finally, on behalf of the man whose voice you just heard, Sean Crackers Ambrose, our director Amjad Yaman, and our camera artist Dougie Beard, I'd like to thank the handful of you that are still watching for still watching. And with that said, we're off to have fun storming the castle. Hey, and with Phillip Island coming up, let me switch into my Australian accent here.
Oh, no.
So, until next time, rice clean, rice hard, and we'll see you on the track.